Hello, Pisces. How's everyone doing on this beautiful day? So I'm excited to get to your guys' reading today. I really felt excited about it over the past couple of days, but I've learned this thing where I'm being kind with myself and I give my breaks, give myself breaks in between. And so Sundays I usually spend time with my kids and I make that all about them. And then I had, I had some friends over this weekend just to kind of celebrate, not so much Thanksgiving because we all know it's a farce, but just to celebrate being thankful. November for me is a point, where every year I have something to look back at because every November I've come so far from where I was the November before. So it's always a celebration to me of life every November. And then just a reminder of everything that happened with the natives, that were on the land. Just kind of taking that time to honor them and to be thankful for them for sharing the information that they shared, that we all now benefit from, having that relationship with the earth and knowing how to grow and knowing how to make use of the materials, given to us by God. So, anyways, again, hello, Pisces. Let's just go. I'm just going to kind of go over a little information from the top. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Ashley Indigo. I hear, I see, and I feel. So, whatever you can't hear, whatever you can't see, whatever you can't feel, that is where I come in. Like you, Pisces, I'm a natural feeler. My big three, they're all water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Cancer. But my midheaven, which I will at some point be teaching about the midheaven, is in Pisces. So Pisces are natural feelers, and they can feel everything, and they have natural understanding, and just they can feel everything around them. They're very multisensory. So it's in my midheaven. That's just kind of how I live my life, but that's what makes me really good at what it is that I do. So when it comes to water through and through, I love that, and I love the relation to water. Now, last month, the past couple of months, we have done 60-minute readings. I've done hour readings for every single sign. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead moving forward here, Pisces. We're only going to be doing 30 minutes for each sign. Now, a warning for anyone. I read every reading that I do. We speak about God. We talk about God because God is the foundation of everything. He is the creator. So if you're curious, stick around, might fuck around and learn something. If God is not for you, then I probably am not for you. So farewell. And I'm always going to bring it back to God. That's non-negotiable. So if anyone, why do you talk about God? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I give credit where credit's due, and I hope everyone to see how without that love, without that guidance, without that support, we're nothing. We come from love. So that's why I say, God is love. We come from love. If we don't give credit to the love that birthed us, to the love that thought of us, then what are we really doing? Okay, so whereas we did an hour the previous months, we're going to go ahead and do 30 minutes. If anyone wants to book a reading, all the information below is in my description box. Pricing is down there as well. I have another reading that I do, but I'll have to work all of that into my information. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards. I'm going to pick 3 cards. We'll keep that one. I had one just kind of turn over. Whenever they turn over like that, they're jumping out at me. They want to be read. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and explain something. Anytime we see cards that are upside down, it does not necessarily mean that, anytime we see cards that are upside down, it does not necessarily mean anything bad is going to happen. I like to look at the upside down cards as opportunities. Opportunities to learn something, opportunities to fix something that we don't see. So that is how I look at the cards that are upside down. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick these three. Three has to do with a reminder of the inner child, but three also has to do with, three also has to do with realizing that we need to take action. The three is about being lined up. Three is about making sure that what we do, or I'm sorry, what we think lines up with what we say, lines up with the action of what we do. That's how we manifest. That's how we stay in alignment, making sure that those three things are in alignment. And then just because when 3-year-olds are three, they're true to themselves. They're in alignment with who they are. They don't have any hidden agendas. They don't have any reasons to really, lie. They're true. They know who they are. So three is just such a great number to work with, okay? When I'm done here, I'll go ahead and pull one from the Living Words of Jesus, aka Yeshua. I say Jesus, I interchange between the two because people know him as Jesus, but the J wasn't even around at the time, so there was no J. It was Yeshua. So when you hear me say Yeshua, I'm talking about Jesus, and that's what I refer to him because that is his true name. Okay? So the first card that I have here is Seven of Wands. Okay, Seven of Wands. So let me go ahead and tell you what I see here. I see a girl, she is meditating. Okay, she's got a bubble around her, so she is in a world of her own. Okay. Wands has to do with fire. Okay. So when we think of fire, we think of our Leo, we think of our Aries, we think of our Sagittarius. And she has, looks like when I think of these different color wands she has, they remind me of different energy centers. And it's all helping, and she meditates to control herself, to control her energy. This is right here in the middle of us. That's yellow. So that's like sacral chakra energy. That's middle chakra energy. That's about power and control represented by the color yellow. Okay. So Wands is fire. Wands is about action, okay? So when I see this card upside down like this, Pisces, to me, this says that you're not spending as much time in solitude as you need to. In order for us to feel in control, and for order for us to feel power, to feel sovereign, we need to be able to spend time with the mind and the mind alone. There are too many things working on the outside to distract us at all times. The enemy. This is why it's so important to talk about God, because the world that we live in kind of leaves it up to the imagination whether God is real or God is not. And through the guise of God not being real, Satan actually slips through the cracks, and we don't talk about him. We don't discuss him. We don't shed any of the light on him. So if we're not shedding any light on him, and we don't know for certain that God exists, then why would we believe that Satan exists? And if we don't believe that Satan exists, why would we know his tricks? How would we know his tricks? When you spend time in solitude and you cut off all the external factors, you're allowed to think, you're allowed to be with self. Not only are you allowed to be with the self that you know, the conscious self that you also get to spend time with the 3-year-old. You also get to spend time with the inner child that is in the subconscious mind. Those things that you don't normally think about, once you allow everything else to drift in that moment of prayer. The things that you choose to think about, or the things that are in the subconscious, those are the things that come afloat when we know how to take care of business consciously. Once all that other stuff comes to the forefront, if consciously we are controlled, we have spent time with the self, we have sat with our thoughts, we have sat with our emotions, we have taken accountability, that is when we can feel God working in our lives. Now, I feel like it's beneficial for me to talk to you about taking accountability, Pisces, is because I feel like your entire life, your head has just been so high in the clouds. You know, you've never taken anything too seriously. And I think that's why people love you. I think that's why people want to be around. I think that's why you represent the fish, because you can blend in any situation. But at the same time, I feel like you need to do a little bit more assertion to create your own lane. I don't want to say you're a follower, because I don't want to say that that's what the fish stands for. I don't think of follower energy when I think of the fish. I just think of someone who isn't bothered, someone who fits in there easy, someone who fits in here easy, someone who just, people like that vibe and they can chill around you. But I don't think that you're turning inward enough. I don't think that you're talking to God enough. I don't think that you're having conversations with your higher self, aka the inner child, enough. It's interesting because I was going to say something about the emotions, and then I see that seventh wand, which is orange, kind of tapped up here to this bubble. But as far as what they're focusing on, and I feel like the one thing that you need to continue to do, I don't feel like you're having a problem with this, but I feel like the unevolved Pisces could. One thing that you need to continue to do is you need to continue to work on your emotions. Continue to work on emotional intelligence. I feel like some of you have come a long way with your emotions. I feel like some of you are finding better ways to handle them. Now, Pisces, because your planet is Pluto, we have a planet, your planet is Pluto, and Pluto is dark and mysterious. You have a thing about escapism. You don't really care for reality. Why would anybody? I mean, at this point, is reality even reality? You know, shit's looking it's giving me very much Matrix out here. But at the same time, I feel like that's the thing that works for you because you're a dreamer. You're able to think above what the two eyes see, and that's what makes you magical. But how are you using that gift? Are you using it in a way that just benefits you, Pisces, or are you using that gift in a way that benefits others? When I see this globe here, I see psychic abilities. I see foresight. I see the ability to see. Some really strong third eyes out there. The ability to feel. Okay? So that means you might be feeling some spiritual things. I don't want to spook anybody out, but see, honey, God gave everybody gifts. And when he gave everybody gifts, while creating those gifts, he took into consideration the elements. He took into consideration the elements of the gifts that he was giving people. Now, you have to think about our property, Pisces. You have to think about what it means to be a water sign. If I take a drop of red ink and I drop it into a bowl of water, what's going to happen to that bowl of clear water? It's going to turn red. So that means that we absorb energy. We're empaths. We're empathic. Water is see-through. So why wouldn't you be able to have clear sight to see? You know, if you put someone underwater and there's something going on, even if it's muffled, even if it's garbled, we can still hear it through the water. Being water is so special because it's mutable and it flows and it goes with the flow, but you're not tapped into your inner G. You're not finding enough solitude. You're allowing yourself to be too distracted. And what's happening, Pisces? 7. 7 is God's favorite number. 7 is all about rewards. 7 is all about blessings. What happens when we don't spend enough time internally and we're too distracted by external factors, you cut off your own blessings. I feel like God has blessings for you behind the scenes. And I feel like for you, it feels like it's close, but not close enough. So how do you intercede with that? Go within. Talk to your God. Talk to our God. Talk to our Father. Have those conversations. Now is not the time to play small, Pisces. Now is not the time to be timid. You need to speak up. God is talking to anybody who will listen. And he's calling for his people. And I won't say that we're all his people because all of us aren't. But I imagine if you're here, even after my little disclaimer about how I'm going to talk about God and that's non-negotiable, then you may be one of his people. Don't get it fucked up. That can change at any moment. People change up every day. But it's not about knowing that there's a God anymore, Pisces. Especially not for you, boo, because you know better. It's about saying his name. It's about letting people know that you're you because of God. It's about letting people know that, yeah, you are amazing. Yeah, Pisces is the shit. But why is a Pisces the shit? Because of God. I'm feeling like, Pisces, I just need you to get a little bit of humble sauce. I feel like your head can be a little big. Okay? And that might impress all the on-seers. That might impress everybody out here. But we're not here to impress them. We're not here to, that quick, the word just went. We're not here to show off. We're not here to gloat. We're not here to show others how great we can be. We are here to gloat about God. We are here to brag about his grace and the fact that we have it and we don't have to. We are here to let people know that we are great because God says, I am great. That doesn't make you any less than. But imagine a great power of love looking you in the face and saying you are great. And then saying, or imagine a big ball of love saying, you know what, I'm great and I want to create something else great. So in his voyage, in his quest to create something great, he created you. If you don't feel any type of way about that, what are you doing here? Because at that point, I feel like I'm not here to convince anybody. We're past it. Is God real? I'm not here to do that, Pisces. I'm here to get people to get their shit straight so that when we can get that golden ticket and we can cross so that we can go home. But you can't go home if you haven't had a slice of humble pie. You can't go home if you don't cool it. We like that cocky energy, but be cocky about God. Be cocky about all that he has done. So cocky about it, you want to tell your friends and you want your friends to tell their friends. See, one thing about fish is you do fit in, but don't ever get complacent fitting in because people are interchangeable. They come, they go, but who will you be? Who would you be if there weren't any other people around you to mesh with? Okay. And I say that because when we sit with other people, when we hold hands with other people, depending how frequently we're on around them, we pick up their vibes. I feel like you need to spend more time internally so that your light, so that your essence, Pisces, is stronger. Because I feel like it's flickering there. Just flickering there a little bit. I feel like you know who you are, Pisces. Don't let the alcohol get you fucked up. Don't let the drugs get you fucked up. Don't let the wild casual sex get you fucked up. You have a purpose. Sex, alcohol, and drugs ain't your purpose is not there. We need your mind clear so that you can see clearly. We're getting into a space where pretty soon God's people are going to be separate from the ones who are not. And when God's people get separate, we all have an assignment. But I feel like by the point that we get to that place where God's people are separate, I feel like we'll all have an assignment and we'll know what our assignment is. And I feel like, Pisces, for you, your assignment is being able to see clearly and to be able to feel clearly what is happening around you and what is happening around us. And to spread love, of course, because Pisces is the original lover. You could be very well blocking your own blessings, but if you do that, the 7's already there. So that guarantees rewards, but you're not going internal enough, okay? Time to go inside, Pisces. 3 of Pentacles, okay? This is our earthly materials, okay? So when we think about our pentacles, those are our earth signs. So that's a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I see a family. A family. Okay, it looks like they are making kind of some type of mandala art. She's sewing. He's putting it up. So it's something to live by, something to follow. Hard work, pentacles, material things, money. 3, action. Okay. There's 2 ways that I'm picking this up. I feel like some of you have been working really hard, like living, eating, breathing this shit, like really working hard. And I think that you feel grateful, happy, fruitful, blessed, proud. You're creating something. You're creating something that you're putting your heart and your soul into, and it's making you happy. It's making you proud. And you may start to see the material things, the financial aspects improving. Okay. Because not only are you thinking for right now, Pisces, and I don't want to like put y'all out there like that, but sometimes Pisces, your heads can get so up in the clouds that you think about doing shit and you get so caught up thinking about it and how wonderful it'll be that you like don't even get to the part where you start though. Like you get so caught up in the fantasy of it and the thinking of it, the dreaminess of it, that you don't always see it through with the action. But I feel like now you're not doing that shit no more. You're thinking about it. You're talking about this shit. You're doing this shit. And I love that. I love that in you. The only small reminder that I could give you is to keep that same energy when it comes to God. Okay? When you're out here thinking about these great ideas, these great things that you want to do business-wise, or I feel musically, art-wise, creatively, any creative endeavor that you want to do, those ideas, thank God for the thought process to be able to have those ideas. Thank God for being alive to be able to have those ideas. Because while you woke up today, while he shined his grace on you, there's a lot of people that didn't get that favor this morning. He doesn't have to do this. People die every single fucking day. So he doesn't owe you anything for being here today. But you owe him something. Okay? When you tell people your ideas, when you discuss business with people, don't you ever be too afraid to speak God's name if you're in that moment. Or if you feel like, you know what, I need to let this person know that this grace has come from God, don't you bite your fucking tongue. You let them know. Because as we do great things, Pisces, as we do great things out of love here, and we tell other people, that shit spreads like fire. And when it spreads like fire, then we'll really start to feel the heat. Then we'll really start to see the greatness. You know, you are about this shit. When it comes to dreams, Pisces, and pulling your dreams into reality, you're about that shit for the win. That's what a Pisces is all about. So Pisces, if you're about love and you dream of a world of love and you dream of a world of peace, what are you doing to pull that into this world? Okay? My music heads, my music people, your music, y'all know about music, and I don't have to explain it. I don't have to explain frequencies because I feel like Pisces, you got to know that the music we have here on this planet, it controls everything we do with vibrations. If you know a little bit about the music industry, and I'll keep it factual, you can research the rest because it's all there. Satan owns the music industry, okay? He can sing, play any instrument better than anyone. And that's what God gave him. He led the worship music in heaven. But when his ass got jealous and he made that fall, and him and God made that deal. God is the original person who made a deal with the devil, if anybody was curious, okay? That's where that saying comes from. He was the original person, except his deal, God can't lose. So God didn't make his deal to damn us all to eternity. God made the deal because he was trying to prove a point to Satan. He was trying to prove, you can't beat me. If God wanted to end all this shit right now, he could. But he chooses not to. He chooses to let this whole thing play out because he has faith, okay? I just want, not for anything cruel, not because because he has faith in his people. I have faith in his people. Shit, I'm one of his people. So I understand why he has faith in his people. Because his people have a passion for him. His people don't let religion stand in the way. His people don't let the shoulda, coulda, wouldas stand in the way. His people know that none of that shit matters because it's all about love. If we're not operating out of love, if we're not acting out of love, if we're not doing things out of love, then you're doing life the wrong way. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the one to tell you, but if everything you do is not love, you are not living life the right way. Now, at any choice, you can always decide, you know what? I'm going to be more giving. I'm going to be more selfless. I'm going to be more loving. But how will you do that if you don't know? So anyways, Satan owns the music industry, okay? And so do your research. We all know that to get to certain plateaus in the music industry, it's all wrapped with money and it's all tied in secrecy. And it's all, I mean, it gets very dark. But there have been a beacon of light warriors, okay? God's people, the ones that carry the light, the ones that carry the love, they are starting to use music as a tool for conscious creation. I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a couple good examples. We have Janae Aiko. Okay, everyone knows her. She's mainstream, but she has put sound frequencies into her music because sound healing is a new form of therapy, because we know that vibration is healing. We know that everything is made of vibrations. We know that sound carries a vibration and a frequency. Those vibrations and frequencies created with conscious words can make over or change the entire mind. I will also shout out another Pisces that I know is making a collective efforts to change things musically. If anyone has any knowledge of who Melanie Peralta is, you can look her up on Facebook. You can look her up on Instagram. She actually is on all, I think, streaming platforms as of 11/11 with her growth project. She is someone. She's a coach. She does many different things in the spiritual communities, and she lives out in Arizona, and she impacts them how she impacts them. But she is using music, very conscious sounds combined with very conscious words and conscious thought processes to change not only the way we look at music, but to beat Satan at his own game. Okay. I don't know if she would say it like that, but this is just the way I see things. Using something so beautiful to create something beautiful and powerful. So mainstream music, this is the opposition for mainstream music. If I have any musicians in here, you can, if you're a musician, or like I said, someone who has an art, you're going to start reaping the benefits of that financially, because you're not just about it. For those of you who are thinking it, talking it, and starting to get into the action, I'm feeling positive all around the board. The three energy, I'm feeling like a lot of you are going to be tapping into that childlike heart space to do this, to get this music done, to get the art done. Letting the inner child do the work for you. And that actually is the thing. My inner child has done some paintings for me that I will show to the world. I don't feel like I need to show them right now. I'm waiting. But yeah, I predict good. And I feel just a sense of family, a sense of new community in those places where you'll be making the new money, or where you'll be blessed with new material things. I feel now, material things aren't everything, but this is different, Pisces, because these material things aren't things that you're getting, or this work isn't anything that you're doing to compete with anybody else. You're changing up your whole fucking swag for this. You're chill anyway, but sometimes y'all be wanting to do shit to prove the haters wrong. But this pure 3 energy, this ain't about the haters. I can tell that you're just truly doing this for you. Okay. Moving on. Four of Wands. We're back in that fire. So I'm feeling lots of heat around you. Maybe that was why I was excited, Pisces, because I feel lots of action. You're in a more active space in your life. Normally where you just kind of float through the water and let things happen, you're more in an active space of your life. So the Four of Wands, okay. The Wands is a fire. So that, again, that's our Sagittarius. That's our Leo. That's our Aries. Those are those people who bring that heat. But these people are having fun. They're having a good ass time. Looks like they're at a festival. Okay. So people might be getting back out there to festival season. Or might be, shit. Well, the festival goers, they go year round. Hot, snow, cold, rain, wet, dry. They don't fucking care. They go year round. But you know what? It's that playful energy. We all need that playful energy. Like, if we could all just go to one festival in our fucking life, we need that playful energy because it keeps us childlike. You feel like a child while you're out there running around in your chaps. You feel like you're a child while you're out there with your ass hanging out. A grown child. You know what I mean? Like, nothing weird about this. You just feel free. When I think of what a festival is, I think of people just feeling free. I think of people just dancing and not giving a care in the world. I feel of people just in explorative mode. It kind of puts you back in that childlike essence because you're in a place of exploring and looking at things with awe. Where normally, we get in our car, we go to work, we stop at Starbucks, all of that just gets really mundane. So to me, I see some people going to some festivals. Could be some continuous festival goers, could be some new festival goers. Some people wanting to go to a festival. I'm going to say go ahead and go because I feel good energy. I feel now, I feel like I have to address this because I know this shit just happened with Astro World this month. Use discernment out here, okay? Where normally you would be carefree, I would just say watch your surroundings. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure, you're really being aware. I mean, dangerous things can happen anywhere. Not like this has anything to do with danger, but I did want to add that in because the Astro World Fest did happen. Very tragic. Rest in peace to everyone, and praying for the families that were affected by it because, I mean, it was crazy. But I just see you having a free spirit, whereas normally you don't. You worry. I feel like you worry about things, or maybe your heads are too in the clouds. I feel like this is someone celebrating a job well done. Like, this is the Pisces who's done the shit they need to do, took care of business, and now it's time to party. This is the one I see. 4 is protection. 4 is angels. So when you see 4, know that you are loved. Know that you are guided. Know that you are protected. Know that the angels are there with you. Know that they are... know that they are guiding you and loving you. To me, I kind of feel like this says, because I know that whole but I'm just, if someone dreams of going to something like this in a festival and wants to participate and wants to do it, go do it. Just like I see this card as Pisces, if there's something that you've always wanted to do and you've been afraid to do it, and it has something to do with like a recreational activity, maybe you wanted to go bungee jumping, maybe you wanted to skydive, maybe you want, something of that sort, that may be worth like trying to look into. That may be worth trying to explore, okay? I feel a party vibe. I'm feeling you wanting to party. But you know what? I feel like, and I want to drop this out there, you don't have to get fucked up to party. Like, the same way that a 7-year-old girl would have fun at a birthday party dancing and she's sober, as adults, we can do the same thing. And I honestly think it's more rewarding when you're not fucked up because you have that memory. You remember it. You have new memories to create. You have new memories to tell you who you are versus the old stories. I feel with this card, I feel someone recreating themselves or someone being recreated or burning down the past, burning through objectives and celebrating. And I feeling connection to God. Feeling more of a connection to God. Some type of celebration, home celebration. Maybe some people are visiting home. Some people are going home to visit. I feel a sense of community. Really getting along with people, really getting along with friends. But I feel like these are solid friends. I feel like just like everybody else, Pisces, you may have shed some skin this year, may have dropped some weight, let go of some people that were pretending to be your friends that weren't really. I feel just all around excitement here, especially with that 4 energy. That's just knowing you're loved, you're guided, protected in everything you do. And I think just knowing that it's okay to be free. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to figure this shit out by yourself. And when I say figure out by yourself, I feel like for those of you who have beliefs pushed on you, it's safe to explore now. You feel like it's safe to explore now. You might be getting to that point where I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna be me. And you know what? I get that. Because that's where I'm at. Give a fuck, I'm gonna be me. Regardless. I hear, I feel, I see, that's me. And I don't feel weird about that. I don't feel evil about it. I was literally born like this. Like these gifts started to chime in when I was 16. Which is crazy because if you watch any movies about like, and I don't claim to be a witch, but I'm just saying, if you watch any movies about like witches, like when I was little, my favorite movie was an 80s movie, was Teen Witch. And I also love Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But so I noticed that a lot of those things, the initiation for when these gifts start to manifest is 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 7 is God's favorite number. That is rewards. But we live in a society that makes it seem like that shit is crazy. And it's not crazy because our gifts are dormant until we reach a certain age. But we're not taught about them. So like for me, someone who hears, sees, and feels, I didn't hear anything back in the day, but I remember starting to have dreams that were like that. I would sleep and have dreams. And then I started to notice my dreams like were starting to come true when I was 16. And I never really thought anything about it. I just thought it was weird, like, you know, who would believe me, whatever. But as time went on, you know, it started, I'm able to hear or I'm able to see, and I still see things through dreams. But I thought I was fun. You know, you would think you were crazy, and I just numbed myself. I numbed myself with alcohol and drugs, and I just remember thinking one day, like, why do I feel all this shit? Can you imagine? Sun, moon, Cancer sun, Scorpio moon, Cancer rising. Can you fucking imagine? Water through and through. And I had no knowledge. I had a religious family. I was born and raised Christian. It's not, nothing against anybody because Christian was my foundation. So I never hate on anybody for what they, you know what I'm saying? But I just remember wondering, like, what the fuck is going on with me? And then now that I'm older, I understand, baby, you were getting your gifts and you didn't know what to do with them. So you drank and drugged for many years trying to numb your gifts. They tried to put me on bipolar meds to numb my gifts. And I was like, no, I don't want that shit. I don't want to be dependent on anything. I've always been that woman, that chick. So yeah, it's, you have special feelers out there and, they start to come into play. It's nothing to be scared of, Pisces. You're water. You're naturally empathic. You naturally see, you naturally hear, you're a dreamer. You naturally manifest. Okay. Pulling out that loving card. Alright. Here you go. Thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart and with your soul and with all your mind. This is Mark 12:30. So this is just a reminder, Pisces. The Lord, let me talk about it. We think about the Lord, we think of Jesus, okay? They say he was a Pisces. I'm not sure, so I won't even get factual with that. What I will say is that Yeshua was the prototype, okay? Yeshua was a very fine example of who a person can be when they know, big crown energy, when they know in heart who they are. We were created in the image of love. We were created from love, from God, to be born to sin, to return to love. When we learn to love Jesus, Yeshua, when we learn to accept his struggles, when we learn to accept the fact that even through his struggles, he persevered, we see how strong the human can be. We see how strong a spiritual being can be, because we're not these bodies, boo. These are rentals. We're the light inside. We're the spirit inside. Our spirit came from the same place that Yeshua's spirit came from love. The only difference is he knew who he was. He knows who he is. So my question to you, Pisces, is how do you love? And that he's just a little fair skinned, so ignore that part. But how do you love Yeshua, okay? With all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, if you don't believe in his struggles, if you don't believe in what it is that he's done, if you don't believe that, then how could you believe that you are of such greatness? If you can't believe that you are of such greatness, then you're not loving him right. You're not loving right. Whether Yeshua is physical, and I say the Bible is both physical and symbolic. Whether you're thinking of Yeshua from a literal standpoint, whether you're thinking of Yeshua from a symbolic standpoint, the shit still remains the same. He knew who he was. That's why he had access to his higher power, who had powers. That's why he had higher access. That's why it's called a higher power, because you have to elevate in mind, body, and spirit to tap into that. If you can't, then you can't get in. Okay? Loving the Lord, loving Yeshua, loving God, it's to love ourselves, because we're all connected. We're one and the same. So when I tell you spend time with yourself, it's spending time with God. It's spending time with Yeshua. That's what it is. When I tell you spending time with your children is like spending time with God. It's one and the same. Pisces, I love you so much. I hope you receive this message. You have a beautiful day.